another high-pressure game. I thought this one a swing game, obviously a crucial one. Just talk about being able to pitch as well as you did and keeping that team in check for as long as you could.
Yeah, it was just all about getting ahead of them and getting the leadoff hitter out, especially with these guys. They're tough, right? Offense gave me a lot of run support, too. I mean, they went off tonight. That was awesome to be a part of. It's a big win, too. But JT was great back there to really hone in on these guys and kind of figuring out what we did to them last game. I pitched against them, and we were on the same page all night.
Aaron, top of the third, I think first and second with 2 outs. Azuna's coming up. I think Caleb came out for a visit. What did you guys talk about during that visit, and how big was it, to strike him out there and get out of that inning with only giving up 1 run?
Yeah, it was big. It was big. I felt like if I could have commanded my curveball, we had a good chance to get him out. So anything kind of hanging and pops with the breaking stuff, he hits pretty well. So that's kind of what we talked about, what we wanted to do there, and if it was going to be a fastball, curveball, and where we wanted it. So that's pretty much that.
Okay, far left.
Aaron, you've had a lot of success over the last 4 or 5 starts, and I think you mentioned something about an adjustment in your delivery, your mechanics, or something like that. Do you think that that's been a revelation? Has it been that huge in the success over the last 4 or 5 starts?
Yeah, I think just squaring my shoulders up and stepping more straight to the plate has definitely helped a lot, especially for my glove side. I felt like I was losing sight of my glove side fastball and my changeup a good bit, and I think that was causing some problems with a lot of my pulls and balls running over the middle of the plate a lot, more than usual. So I think squaring up, especially with when I'm in the stretch, not over rotating my upper body too much. So yeah, it's definitely helped my pitches, I feel like, and helped me get on top of the ball a little bit better.
On the left there in the second row, Tyler.
Aaron, you got a nice ovation coming off, and you made a nice acknowledgement. What did that moment mean to you, and how do you sort of balance staying in the moment and also knowing, that your future is, uncertain at this point?
Yeah, I just want to soak it in as much as possible. I mean, fans were awesome tonight, as usual, and coming off the mound, I feel like they turned up the notch a little bit, which was pretty awesome, pretty special. So I wanted to tip my cap and thank them, but that's why they're the best, man. They were up from pitch 1 and to the end of the game, they were standing up. So it was fun. It was an amazing atmosphere.
Okay, we're going to go in the back there on the right.
Hey, Aaron, you talked about the mechanical changes and how it helped all your pitches. You've been relying on that changeup a little bit in your last few starts, but didn't throw very much tonight. Was that part of the game plan, or did you just not have a good feel for it?
No, I just stepping across my body too much. I didn't really have the best feel for it. It wasn't consistent. It was flat, and I was pulling it, and it was going arm side. It wasn't going where I wanted it to go. So making that adjustments helped it a lot.
Okay, on the left there, in the front row.
Yeah. When you see Bryce Harper hitting that home run, it seemed like you kind of fed off of it a little bit more. You felt like after that inning, you felt a lot better about your pitching. I felt more confident. Kind of feeding off, especially with some of the things that Arcia said about Bryce. In a couple of days before.
I think when a starting pitcher gets that big of a lead, and that run support is awesome, right? But especially against the Braves, face them so many times. I really try to pitch like it's 0-0. It's kind of how you have to do that against this team because they are pretty strong from 1 through 9 in their order. But I just wanted to stay focused and make my pitches and get ahead of them and get that leadoff hitter out. Because they can run the bases pretty well too. So that's kind of my mindset tonight.
Okay, first row down here on the front, on the right.
Aaron, I know yesterday you said last year in terms of it being 1-1 coming into tonight, and you pitching in this game. But what do you make of the third inning once again being a 6-run inning like it was last year in this game 3?
Is that what it was? It was 6 runs?
It was last year, 6 runs this year.
That's pretty cool. I didn't notice that, but it's awesome. I mean, the guys that came out and hit the crap out of the baseball, and fans love it. Fans love the homers and the runs, and so do we. But I feel like yeah, last year is last year, and this year it's a new year, and everything's not going to go the same as it did last year, right? So we still got one more game to finish this thing off, and we're going to enjoy this one tonight and come out tomorrow, and whatever time we play, come out and compete. And Ranger's going to give it his all and compete his butt off like he usually does, and look forward to that one.
Okay, third row on the left.
Aaron, you talk about soaking it in. When you made that start against the Pirates and you tipped your cap, you knew you had a wild card start at home. When you beat the Marlins, you knew you'd have this start at home. Now it's up in the air whether what goes on with this series, if you have another start at home on the road. Is that something you're thinking about at all, or that's set in yet for you yet as you're walking off tonight or at any point?
Honestly, no, it hasn't set in. I hadn't even thought about that part of it yet, just because just trying to be as much as in the moment tonight as I can, and we still got one more game, right? And nothing's a guarantee, so I obviously hope so. Hope I have some more starts here, and I just try to stay as much in the moment tonight as I could.
Okay, we're going to take two more. On the left over there in the fourth row.
Aaron, two questions. The first one, you've been a teammate of Bryce's for 5 years now. What sets him apart and allows him to rise to the occasion?
Who's that? I'm sorry?
Bryce Harper.
Oh.
Well, what kind of sets him apart and allows him to rise to the occasion time and time again?
Oh, I mean, the focus level of that guy is pretty amazing. He's so consistent with his approach and his swing and what he does at the plate and his routine. And I mean, we've seen it time and time again what he can do, and he knows what he can do, and he knows he's great. So it's really no surprise what he did tonight to all of us.
And you mentioned the tip in the cap. I know you said after you did it against Pittsburgh that you'd never really done that before. You usually just kind of nod. You hear the crowd chanting your name. I mean, are you feeling like being embraced now, like maybe more than you ever have in your career?
I mean, it's pretty cool, right, to hear him change your name, for sure. I mean, it's always kind of like addicting to be out there, especially in the postseason here. And, especially when we're winning, right, because they're so into the game and they're so passionate, which makes it so much more fun for us. And I feel like being in the moment and trying to embrace it as much as possible, it's special, and we try to do it as much as possible because you really don't. I feel like you don't get that at a lot of other places. I mean, for me, other guys can talk more on it because they've played at other teams, but for me, I mean, it's the best home field advantage in the major leagues, in my opinion. Just the places I've been, for sure. So, I mean, I really can't say much more about that. I mean, besides that, it's pretty awesome out there.
Okay, last one over here on the left. We're going to go Tyler.
You've been probably the most durable pitcher in baseball the last 5, 6, 7 years. And Zach is right up there too. First of all, how important is that at this time of year to have two guys who are going to post, and how much of a value is that to you, the fact that you are as durable and reliable as you've been?
I mean, that's what we train to do as starting pitchers. We need to go deep in ball games, and we need to put the innings on our back, especially during a season. We have to keep the bullpen healthy, especially for the postseason, right? Because you never know what can happen in the postseason. Those guys need to be fresh, and they need to be throwing hard like they do and commanding the baseball. And in order for them to do that is to not pitch as much as they should if we don't go deep in the game. So yeah, we definitely value that for us and starting pitchers and for our staff. I mean, that's what we want to do is to go deep in the baseball games, keep those guys fresh.